Today on Popular But Not Hits, we're unearthing 12 underrated Australian gems from 1982 that only the real music heads still remember. I'm counting them down from 12 to 1, and the song sitting at number 1, well, it's an artist you know well, with a song you probably forgot existed. And it's the one that stunned me the most. So let's head back to 1982. Number 12, Bang Bang by Cheetah. Released on Albert Productions, this hard rock track peaked at number 80. It was written by the Hammond sisters and produced by Harry Vander and George Young.
Bang, bang, shot full of love. Bang, bang, shot full of love. Bang, bang.
Fiery, no-nonsense Aussie rock from the Hammond sisters. The kind of track built for sticky carpet floors and Friday nights, and it deserved far more chart love than it got. Number 11, Ramona by Dragon. Released on EMI, this late-year track first charted December 1982 and peaked at number 79. It was written by Paul Hewson and produced by the band.
Oh, Ramona, I've been down to the wishing well.
Catchy melodic rock from the Dragon Boys. But there's more to this one than first appears. By late 1982, Dragon had been through the kind of turbulence that would have finished most bands. Mark Hunter's well-documented personal struggles had taken their toll, and the group were grinding their way back. Ramona feels like evidence of that resilience. A bright, hook-driven track that peaked at a brutal number 79, despite having everything it needed to go much higher. If you caught Countdown this summer and wondered why this one wasn't getting more airplay, you weren't alone. Thankfully, Dragon had more left in the tank, but that's a story for another countdown. Number 10, Daughters of the Northern Coast by Australian Crawl, from the album Sons of Beaches. Released on EMI, this surf-tinged rocker first charted August 1982 and peaked at number 76. It was written by James Rain and Guy McDonough and produced by Mike Chapman. All coastal swagger and some bleached attitude. This is Australian Crawl doing what only they could do. And Rain's drawl makes every word feel like a long summer afternoon. Number 9, When You Were Mine by The Church, from the album Blurred Crusade. Released on Parlophone, this atmospheric follow-up charted mid-1982, peaked around the 60 to 70 range. It was written by Steve Kilbey and produced by the band with Bob Clearmountain.
When you were mine, when you were mine, when you were mine.
Dreamy guitars and Steve Kilbey's poetic vocals. The perfect, I'd forgotten about that one, deep cut. Number 8, Talking to a Stranger by Hunters and Collectors, from the album Hunters and Collectors. Released on White Label, this raw debut single first charted July 1982 and peaked at number 59. It was written and produced by the band. Powerful, brooding post-punk rock that became a cult classic, pure, forgotten gem energy from Melbourne's underground. Number 7, I Didn't Mean to Be Mean by Mental as Anything. Released on Regular, this quirky up-tempo track first charted August 1982 and peaked at number 45. It was written by Martin Plaza and produced by Elvis Costello.
I didn't mean to be mean. Oh no. I didn't
Classic Mental as Anything humour and hooks. Produced by Elvis Costello, and it still sounds brilliant today. Number 6, Without You by the Eurogliders, from the album Pink Suit Blue Day. Released on Mercury, This debut single first charted June 1982, peaked at number 34, and it was written by Bernie Lynch and produced by Len Lubin.
Without you, running around without
Smooth, radio-friendly new wave that launched the Eurogliders, a perfect slice of early 80s Perth pop rock. Now we're into the top 5, but before we get there, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment right now and tell me how many of these songs you actually remember. Are you 0 for 6? Or have a few of these taken you straight back? I'm genuinely curious how deep our audience's 1982 knowledge goes, and I read every single comment. Number 5, We Can't Be Beaten by Rose Tattoo, from the album Scarred for Life. Released on Albert Productions, this anthemic rocker first charted November 1982, peaked at number 28. Written by Angry Anderson and Rob Riley, it was produced by Vander and Young. This is Rose Tattoo at full throttle, built for the back of a sweaty room, not a radio studio, and it's been a live favourite ever since. Angry Anderson delivering exactly what the name promises. Number 4, When the War Is Over by Cold Chisel, from the album Circus Animals. Released on WEA, this emotional power ballad first charted July 1982, peaked at number 25. Written by Steve Presswich and produced by Mark Opitz. Cold Chisel at their most vulnerable, and that's saying something for a band not exactly known for holding back. When the War Is Over comes from Circus Animals, the 1982 album that many considered their creative peak, and it's a genuinely heart-wrenching piece of songwriting. What makes this one different? It was written by drummer Steve Presswich, not Mossy, not Barnes. Presswich, the quiet engine room of Cold Chisel, wrote one of their most emotionally raw moments, and it peaked at just number 25. I'll be honest, I put this song on while I was building this countdown and had to stop what I was doing for a minute. There's something about it that just gets you. Steve Presswich passed away in 2011, which makes this one carry even more weight now. If you've never sat with this track properly, headphones, no distractions, do yourself a favour. Number 3, Castaway by My Sex. Released on CBS, this rocking track first charted June 1982, peaked at number 23. It was written by the band and produced by Peter McGee. My Sex had a knack for writing tracks that got under your skin and stayed there. Castaway kept them in heavy rotation for good reason. All driving guitars and that irresistible forward momentum. Number 2, Almost With You by The Church, from the album The Blurred Crusade. Released on Parlophone, this dreamy single first charted February 1982, reached number 21 and stayed in the charts for 14 weeks. Written by Steve Kilbey and produced by the band with Bob Clearmountain.
I'm almost with you. I can sense
Steve
the way
Kilbey has said this is one of the songs he's most proud of, and listening back, it's not hard to hear why. Those shimmering guitars and Kilbey's detached, almost dreamlike delivery was unlike anything else on Australian radio in 1982. And this wasn't a budget recording either. Bob Clearmountain, fresh off working with Bruce Springsteen, was behind the desk. It peaked at 21 after 14 weeks on the charts, one chart position away from missing this countdown. The Church would eventually find the international breakthrough they deserved with Under the Milky Way in 1988. But for my money, Almost With You is just as good, maybe even better. And at number 1, I've got I Am an Island by Richard Clapton, from the album The Great Escape. I'll be honest, this is the one that stopped me cold when I was pulling together this countdown. Written by Richard Clapton and produced by the legendary Mark Opitz, the same man who'd helmed Cold Chisel in Excess, releasing what might be his most quietly devastating piece of writing. And it peaked at number 20.
I am an island, some sucker scrawled. I am an
In 1982, the Australian rock landscape was loud and crowded. Men at work were conquering the world, Cold Chisel were in full flight, Midnight Oil were getting harder by the month. And into that noise, Clapton released something genuinely introspective and beautiful, and the charts barely noticed. Girls on the Avenue had made him a household name, but I Am an Island showed a depth of craft that deserved far more than it received. If this one doesn't land with you on first listen, give it another go. It earns it. And that's our 1982 edition of Popular But Not Hits. These tracks prove the Aussie scene was still bursting with radio favourites, pub anthems, and hidden gems that never quite hit the top 20. Which one was your favourite? Drop it in the comments below. And did I miss any 1982 near misses? Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching and keeping Aussie music history alive.